Good morning, this is Occupier Caitlin coming to you live from the downtown Des Moines East Village area on the east side of the river. This is going to be a protest against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, trying to stop the fast track before we get fast-tracked over. And the hashtag is just hashtag TPP, or you can do hashtag stop fast track. You can do it that way. And we are targeting one specific member of Congress, Congressman Ed Young, who represents the 3rd Congressional District. So we are gathering here. We are next to a noodle shop. Then we will simply be walking up to the building where the office will be, and a few will go upstairs up to his office, which he just established yesterday. So it just opened up yesterday, and a few will go up there, and I will try to join them so I can cover the presentation of the letter, which people are signing at this moment. I already signed it. And speaking of, I got a few more in here in case someone wants to.
I need a sign.
There you go. There's Trans-Pacific Plunder.
This one's good too. I like both of them.
Yeah.
This is our area here, good visibility.
For a second, use that one for the pipeline one.
Brianne from the Des Moines Register, and so Brianne comes up to you, asks you some questions. Please talk with her. Whatever your affiliations are, who you're with, mention that. We're going to get kicked off here in a couple minutes. I'm going to have Sheree Ortiz, CCI's board president, kick us off. And then we're just going to have a continuous rolling speak out because we have a good organizational representation here. And I'm doing this from memory, so my apologies if I don't remember everyone, but Women's International League for Peace and Freedom,
Occupy the World Food Prize.
Occupy the World Food Prize. Where did you go?
Well, I'm part of that also.
There you go. South Central Federation of Labor, MoveOn.org. Hold on. Communications Workers of America. Bonnie. Kay. Good job. Carrie. Also good. Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. Yep. CWA. CCI. Who am I forgetting?
Progress Iowa, we got them.
Progress
Iowa, why not? We're involved with them.
We even have a canine representation.
There you go. So, let's, and our other allies in labor. I don't know all of your locals, but I love you all.
Yeah.
And Maggie.
And Maggie. Good job, Maggie. So,
Maggie is the dog.
Another thing, for passers-by, Mark Cooper brought these. I'm leaving a stack by the Juice Magazine kiosk. For passers-by, great short information on TPP and a way for folks to take action right now. So come grab a few of these if you see passers-by, or ask Mark Cooper there for them so that we let the public know why we're here. And then please, everyone, feel free to, like Maggie, to speak out when you want to. We'll have a bullhorn. Just or someone is passing around a generic letter that a few of us will deliver after we start this, and we'll go from there. And thank you all for being here.
Yeah, Jess is over here. She's got it.
All right. Who wants to get in line to sign?
Let's make sure this works.
Testing. 1, 2.
Yep, you got it. Here.
Now we start going back here.
There.
Test.
That's good. There you go.
There.
Testing. Okay, let's get this show on the road here. Hey, folks. Welcome for coming out today. Isn't this day beautiful? It was meant for good activists and justice fighters, wasn't it? Today we're talking it's been shrouded in secrecy? Well, it hasn't been completely shrouded in secrecy because 600 official corporate trade advisors are the only ones at the table writing this agreement now. And that ain't right. Deals drawn up behind closed doors give the corporate financial power brokers the ability to pick winners and losers. And that ain't right. We will not relinquish the benefits and progress that have been made over the course of our national history to corporate greed. We are here today to call out Congressman David Young to publicly reject fast-track approval of TPP. David Young, you need to represent we the people in our planet and not a global takeover by multinational corporations seeking to hijack the fundamental principles of our democratic process. That's right. The TPP would make it safe for corporate profiteering and dismantling our laws in labor, the environment, health, food safety, finance, and basic human rights, and so much more. David Young, we are here today to tell you that this is a bad trade deal, and it cannot be jammed down our throats. The corporate money changers and charlatans cannot speak for us because we remember NAFTA. This is NAFTA on steroids. The danger of TPP isn't just that it would water down regulations in the United States. It would water them down around the world. An international tribunal would have the ultimate authority over our own laws and regulations.
That ain't right.
All global corporations have to do is complain that laws and regulations impinge on their profit margins. National sovereignty becomes a thing of the past. Control of business within our national borders becomes subjugated to the greedy ambitions of multinational corporations who, for example, can pit worker against worker around the globe as they suppress wages and make working conditions ever more dangerous and unhealthy. David Young, you have failed to tell us where you stand on this issue. Today, we call on you to step forward and publicly state your position on fast-track approval of TPP.
No TPP!
No TPP! No TPP! No TPP! No TPP! No TPP! No TPP! No TPP! No TPP!
David Young, will you stand in solidarity with we the people and support people power and reject this bad trade deal? Or will you bow to the corporate charlatans and money changers? It is high time that you make yourself known on this issue. We will not sit back and allow you to avoid your civic duty to state publicly where you stand. We are here today, at this time, and at this place to demand that David Young stand with us and reject fast-track TPP. We stand in solidarity. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go.
All right. Thank you, Cherie. Up next, we have Kay Pence with Communications Workers of America. Kay.
Yeah, Obama has made the statement that any of the jobs that were going to be offshored are probably already gone. That is totally wrong. Any job that's done over a phone line or a computer can be offshore. Currently, we have 47,000 call center jobs in Iowa, which are all at risk. In addition, we have jobs that are in insurance companies, medical technology, engineering. Any type of job that can be done online can be done somewhere else. And some of these countries that are part of this agreement have very, very different wage and labor laws than the United States. For example, in Vietnam, the average wage is about 48 cents an hour. They have no such thing as a minimum wage that is a living wage.
Cool.
We have a spa that's upstairs, right up on the second floor.
So we'll turn it down.
This is the bullhorn.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And just keep the noise down. You know, I know the loud chanting is what you guys want to do. I don't mind you guys being here on the corner, being on the building. Okay. So
Just out there.
there's a chiropractor. There's a chiropractor there. This is probably
Yeah,
the best place.
we understand. Let's just, I mean, his office is right there, right? Let's just move it down
He's
here.
on second floor, but there's a chiropractor there telling you
That's all I'm saying. This is going to affect the chiropractor too. That's all we're saying.
Right.
We're not trying to interrupt it.
Just keep the
Well,
noise
let's just
down.
move down that way. Let's move a little bit, folks. We'll continue this down there. Yeah.
No bullhorn. Guys, okay?
We are going to change.
Okay.
Well,
Public sidewalk.
I don't know if you
the problem is the
that it causes civil disruption.
complaining about the noise from upstairs.
But that's not the idea of a protest.
There is a spa in this building.
Just go down by David Young's office. He's right here.
As well as a chiropractor.
We want him to hear it anyway. It's all right. But yeah, we can line up down through here. It's all right.
So, no,
David Young, just say no.
TPP has got to go.
David Young,
Just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young.
Just say no.
TPP has got to go.
David Young, just say no.
TPP has got to go.
David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has
there's more sun out here, so I'm going to try to
TPP has got to go.
keep the sun at my back.
Just say no. TPP has got to
As you know, we had country of origin labeling so Americans can know where their food comes from. This is a popular law passed in our court system. Canada and Mexico have sued because they think it could impact their future profits. The United States has spent taxpayer money, $360 million to settle these suits. There are currently over 4 billion pending suits. And some of these suits have included the company in France suing Egypt when they raised their minimum wage. Uruguay and Australia sued when they wanted cigarette regulations on their packs. So any law that we protect, that we pass for consumers or the environment can be challenged. And the corporations win either way. If they can kill our laws or they get our taxpayer dollars in compensation. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That's not free trade. And that's what they call free trade, but that's not fair trade.
That's right. That's right. All right. Okay, pants, everybody.
The building manager for putting us
All
in a
right.
better
Yeah, let's thank the building manager real quick. So just so everybody knows, Congressman Young's office is right here on the corner. So them and his staff can actually hear us
Pointing
better
up
now.
at it.
Let's hope they're recording. All right.
Young.
Just say no. TPP has got to go.
David Young, just say no.
TPP has got to go.
David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go.
Dan Quarterman with the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. Keep talking. Oh, other side back. There.
Now hold it close to your mouth. You got to eat the thing.
We're from Wilf, and we learned from Fast Track, from NAFTA. Did you guys learn from NAFTA?
Yes.
And David Young, we want you to learn from NAFTA.
Yeah.
All right. One other thing I wanted to remind everybody, we hosted the South Korean Trade Organization 2 years ago, they were a food sovereignty prize winner. And they were 50,000 strong, mostly small farmers, mostly women in South Korea. They had a good deal going with grapes until a trade agreement stopped them in their tracks. So we have yet to see a good trade agreement. And David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go.
David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go.
All right, don't worry, folks. We'll bring Adam Mason back up here in a little bit. He's thinking of some more creative chants. In the meantime, Larry Ginter, family farmer from Rhodes, Iowa. Larry.
Yeah, first of all, we're going to say shame on President Obama for even trying to suggest that we should pass this thing. Shame on the U.S. Senate for going along with this fast-track stuff. Shame on this country for allowing it to happen in the first place. And number one, this is be darn sure this is a corporate power grab. Family farmers are not going to be helped around the world. We know what happened to family farmers here. We know what happened to family farmers in Mexico and around the rest of the world. It's a corporate power grab. Those little farmers will be driven out of business. And so make no mistake, it takes away local control, people's right to decide their own destiny. We won't be able to protect our own water, land, and air. So shame on the Senate and shame on President Obama.
That's right. Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back.
Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back.
Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back. Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back. Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back. Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back. Fast track is a sneak attack. We want our democracy back. Woo!
Okay, good. All right.
Sharon?
All right. We have a speaker on deck, but she's on her way. What else you got, Adam?
TPP is the worst. Time to put the people first.
TPP is the worst. Time to put the people first.
TPP is the worst. Time to put the people first. TPP is the worst. Time to put the people first. TPP is the worst. Time to put our people first. TPP is the worst. Time to put the people first.
All right, the idea.
Who are you?
This is Brenda Brink. I'm a concerned citizen. I'm concerned about the future, and that includes climate change, and we've got to do something about it. The corporations have proven that they will do nothing about it. They want to fight everything in those tribunals, and there is no way that we can stop them unless we spend all kinds of our hard-earned taxpayer money. There's a reason that these trade deals should be transparent, and our Congress people need to stand up for the people, not the corporations. Who are we for anyway? We are for the democracy that we have paid for with our lives. We just had Memorial Day. Who are we for? Not corporations. Stand up for people.
That's right. That's right. All right. All right. Next up. Tell us who you are, Sharon.
I'm Sharon Donovan. I'm speaking for Women for Food Justice, and I'm speaking for MoveOn.com. And let me tell you, Representative Young, I have called your office
represents Occupy the World Food Prize, as do I.
trying to learn your thinking on the TPP with no success. 5 times. So let me ask you again. Have you read the TPP secret document? Are you going to share any of it with us? Do you know the Trade Priorities Act authorized the following TP language? GMO labeling is an unjustified trade restriction. What? Do you know that Obama's TPP agricultural rep influence is a former environmental lawyer?
What now? Yeah, we're going to Congressman Young's office.
going up the steps to me so I don't have to risk losing signal from an elevator.
You got the letter.
She...
Hi there. He is not in. Okay.
Lisa, you wanted to leave this letter for us.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good to see
Are you
again.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you. So we're here on the TPP. Is Michael around? Or he's busy?
Michael is not here.
Okay.
So.
All right. But just basically wanted to drop that off for the congressman.
And the congressman was prepared for you.
Wonderful.
So because, and you know, if there's anything that you have that you would certainly like to have me address.
Yeah,
or
okay.
Contact.
Well, has he?
Has he taken a position? He's explaining his position in there, so or he's explaining where he's at right now.
Okay.
So, but he's more than interested in having conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That'd be
We're
great.
very concerned
There's
about.
an individual. Okay, good.
We're very concerned about taking away our sovereignty and our right to take on a big corporation if it comes in. I live in Marshall County, and if a big corporation wants to come in and set up shop and we don't want them there, they can sue us. They can take it to a tribunal out of the country. We won't have any say. Marshall County wouldn't have any money to take them on. There'd be no way that Marshall County could take them on. You know, that's what they're, you know, relying on. The people that are too scared or don't have the money to fight it, because it takes a lot of money. You know, the other countries have been sued by big corporations. You know, people. I think it was a Central American country was taking on a big gold company, gold mining company, and was going to threaten this particular river that provided water. I think it was El Salvador. Yes, and they took them on, and they were going to sue, but they backed away because of public international outrage. But that gold mine would have ruined that river, and so that's what we're concerned about. If we lose our rights, we're in big trouble.
I hear that, and I will pass this on to the congressman. And, you know, we've already lost quite a few jobs through trade, and what we do have is an unlevel playing field. And when you look at a country such as Vietnam, where they have an average wage of about 48 cents an hour, they have child labor, they have slave labor. Malaysia is another one where they have human trafficking problems. I mean, it's just in the news this week, all the graves that they're finding. And, I mean, these are horrible, horrible conditions, and I don't think we should put our good employers at risk competing head-to-head with unscrupulous employers that have no regulations. And one of the things that I'm most concerned about is the investor-state dispute settlement process, which is part of this. There is no means for human rights organizations to bring a claim before human rights attorneys. The only claims that can be brought forth are corporations, and if it's any law or regulation impacting their expected future profits. So when some of these cases, like in Egypt, when they raised their minimum wage, I mean, we know what the Arab Spring was like. And if the countries are not able to take care of their people and not able to pass laws to raise the standard of living, how can we ever have free trade and fair trade?
Just to build off of that a little bit, because I have not done all of the research, which is actually one of the things that I'm concerned about with the TPP, is that it is such a large trade agreement with a lot of nuances that you know, I have a basic understanding of the purpose of Trade Promotion Authority, but with something this large, if they're seeking fast track so that we don't know the details, then I'm led to believe that, you know, somebody's hiding something. But anyway, to build off of what Kay was saying, and I appreciate the congressman taking the time to share his thoughts. I would draw attention to where he says, you know, I support common sense trade policies that expand our export opportunities, but only if they ensure other countries are playing by the rules. And so, building off what Kay said, with Malaysia, something I didn't get to read all of the articles on it this morning, but I saw that Paul Ryan and some others are planning on introducing legislation that would remove something the Senate passed that would force Malaysia to raise up their human rights standards, because there is a lot of human trafficking and slave labor in Malaysia. And if it is true, what I read this morning, that Paul Ryan is going to introduce an amendment to TPA legislation that would remove the protections the Senate put in, I think that would then that would run counter to ensuring that other countries are playing by the rules. And so if Congressman Young could take a look at that, what Paul Ryan is proposing, I could also, what I'll do to do my due diligence is that I will email him and Michael that article, so they know more specifically what I'm mentioning here that I just saw this morning. So didn't have the time to digest it.
Yeah, that was an amendment that was passed Friday, and unfortunately, they're saying that's a poison pill. And what it says is that if any country, you can't pass fast track a trade deal that includes with countries that have human trafficking violations, which they admit right up front that would kick out definitely Malaysia and probably Vietnam. And that should be a basic human right that we stand for, that, you know, we're not going to reward people who enslave their own people, their children, their women into the slave trade or whatever. I mean, it's just horrendous to think that we would reward them by fair trade. And very few of these countries have any real tariffs. Like when they talk about trade, like with Japan, for example, for automobiles, they have almost no trade tariffs for automobiles. But what they have is currency manipulation. And there's nothing in this trade deal that does anything for currency manipulation. And again, when they tried to get that put on in the Senate, that was again, perhaps, a poison pill. And I don't think that anything that actually protects citizens or people around the world should be considered a poison pill. I mean, because we trade with all of these countries right now. What was that last part?
Your last sentence
about the poison pill.
You know, when they talk about currency manipulation, if that was in the deal, that would be a poison pill. And so it shouldn't be that anything that protects citizens or people around the world would be considered a poison pill. This, like as Matt was saying, this trade deal has 27 chapters, only 5 of them really deal with trade. The rest of them are about corporate power programs.
I also read Jim Hightower had an article in the Progressive Populace about drug companies. The patents will stay longer. They'll be able to hang on to it 4 or 5 years longer, and so they don't have to go generic, which will put more pressure on folks here, the poor people paying higher price for the drugs. Well, they're everybody paying higher price for the drugs. So that's in there too. That they don't have to get rid of their patent for another 3 or 4 years. Yes, is that what they call it? Or what do they call it?
Yeah, and the United States has some of the highest drug costs in the world. And, you know, like...
And that's with the insurance.
Well, exactly. And, you know, the Veterans Administration are able to negotiate price deals. And Canada is able to negotiate price deals. But when they talk about doing it for Medicare, that would somehow be unfair trade.
Well, I know
and, you know, it's just plain... Everything that impacts corporate profits is probably something that we...
He's going to be under tremendous pressure.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of the Senate. You know.
Well, and both sides of the aisle.
I'm ashamed of the president.
Well, and both sides of the aisle, you know, have been complicit in this and have allowed this to transpire, this huge document that nobody has really had a chance to really dissect. And on top of that, you know, the sort of umbrella power broker will be an international tribunal, which undermines national sovereignty around the world. I mean, it isn't just a threat to the United States. It's a threat to our allies. And so to just abdicate our responsibility, you know, to not demand transparency and not to demand that the democratic process be respected, you know, is really shameful.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. If I could get you to sign in.
Sure.
Also, Michael.
Have you read?
I have not. I'm Shereen Ortiz, president of the CCI board.
Oh,
glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Katie Lentz. I'm a staffer at Communication Workers of America, and I have been focusing.
Wonderful. Nice
Nice
And
to
I
meet you.
actually will. You just got new furniture, didn't you? I will sit down
Yeah.
so that I can say that I've done it.
break your chair in. That's.
I do like it. It's the office has come together nicely. I really like that.
We had our open house last night. Yeah.
Good.
So
These chairs breathe, don't they? Which is
Yeah,
so nice.
yeah, the mesh back.
Yeah. For those of us that have hot flashes occasionally, I do appreciate it.
This feels good.
Well,
Oh, what?
I know.
Oh.
So I'm gonna give you my
Okay,
so
great.
that you can email.
What did he decide to go off and do?
Oh.
Hopefully something good.
well, it is a good use of this awkwardly shaped space.
Thank you.
It's what?
It is a good use of this awkwardly shaped space.
Yes. And my name is Bonnie.
Glad to meet you, Larry. Give it.
Nice to meet you too. I might have a card if you would
Okay.
like one too, but please.
Well, we want him to hang it up. You get that. You know, we'd appreciate a meeting with him too. You know, get a good view too.
You know what? And he is really good about wanting to reach out and meet with people.
Yeah.
So
We've
we,
appreciated that
we
very much.
busy.
We've seen that.
We can get him
Yeah.
scheduled. So yeah, because you were at the old office.
Yep. And this is much better. This is much much more hip. It's got an urban feel.
Yeah.
I love it.
And he wanted to be east. He
Yeah.
didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
South of Grand is what he
Yeah,
called it.
yeah. No, he
Well, just barely.
I know.
Just
That's what
barely.
he said.
But technically, yes, he was South of Grand.
Well,
Oh,
again,
here,
there's a lot
some
of-
reading material for him.
Oh,
Should he,
thank you. Yeah.
should he have the time? But there are some good sections in there, even just the way CWA laid that out. Just like if you were in college and you were skimming for a test, like even the headlines are good. So
A cheat sheet.
laid out pretty easy to get some good information at a quick glance, even if that's all that.
Well, again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come up, express concerns. I will get them sent on to the congressman, and we'll continue the dialogue with this.
And the sad part about it is a lot of Americans don't even know what's going on.
You know, it is too bad.
And when they keep Congress out of the picture,
Yeah.
You know
that's
it's bad.
despicable to me. I mean, Congress ought to be sitting in on the trade deals, sitting down, listening.
Yeah.
Sending representatives, not just corporate power, but workers ought to be able to go in there. Healthcare workers ought to be able to sit at the table.
Right.
All over the world, there ought to be a roundtable discussion about this whole trade deal stuff, and we're being shut out, and it's wrong.
Right, and even if they can't be in the actual
Right.
negotiations, even prior to here's the ground rules. We're going to have labor rights. We're going to have environmental rights. We're going, it's going to be a level playing field on all levels, not
people be
just for
represented.
corporations.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah, okay.
So
it can be devastating for hiring. I mean, we have 47,000 call center jobs in Iowa. Every single one of them's at risk. So if you want to talk about ag jobs versus just call center jobs, there's a lot there. And it's not just a telemarketer that you're talking about. Any job that's done over a computer, which could be medical technology,
Tech support.
engineering, accounting. I mean, these are high-skilled jobs that we could be losing because, the internet's worldwide. And people don't necessarily want all their personal data sent to the
Right.
least, lowest bidder with, whatever recourse there may be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
this is your office, so. Yes, there is. There's, James is here today. We'll be looking at full staff.
Good.
I like your pictures.
All right.
Good furniture. Here in person anytime during this break?
I'm going to give you a look at the window. That's the sign of the door. Show that this is David Young,
To the public,
Constituent Service Congressional Office.
They're doing an open house in Preston and some place too. So it's just kind of
Okay.
around. So,
Right. Thank you.
But,
Well, yeah, well,
you know what?
Try to figure out a time. Yeah. Yeah. So that maybe some key folks from various places. So.
Certainly. Very well, very willing to meet with people.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
he's here to represent.
Thank you.
So thank you.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Back downstairs to rejoin
Who can Okay, Sheree or Larry, who is willing to do a quick report back from that visit? You can't nominate people.
I can't do it. I thought it was very important.
Anyone eager and willing? I also have another copy of the letter that we can read to folks.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, did you read it
Do you
before?
want the letter read or?
How about you read the letter?
I'm gonna.
A quick report back what we said. Yeah. So you do a quick report and then Larry will read the letter.
Sorry.
Whoops, sent.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, a whole lot more than what I expected.
Yeah.
Our laws in international tribunals, rather than in our own courts. That ain't right. David Young, just say no.
TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. Just say no. TPP has got to go.
She gave us a few copies of this, so I'll give that to you. So.
Thank you. Mic check. Mic check. Now we will get a report back from our leadership team. That went up to Congressman Young's office. All right. Come on, all three of you. Whoever went up there's got to get in here. You got to use our big people voices right now. The Popo said we can't use the.
Oh, really?
You got to use our big people.
That's not a problem.
He's got big people voices.
We went up to David Young's office, and we met his administrative assistant, Vonna. She welcomed us into the office. We had a nice dialogue back and forth. She took notes. Woo! And she took good notes. Woo! Yeah. She also gave us a letter stating his position on TPP.
All right, what is it?
He did his homework last night.
Woo!
Has he read
Right
it?
here it is. You got it in your hand.
All right, I'll just give you a little bit of snippets from it, but here it is. Give us the Cliff Notes. Okay, here's the Cliff Notes.
What's the punchline?
The punchline: access to overseas markets is vital to Iowa families, farmers, job creators, and the growth of the economy. I support common sense trade policies that expand our export opportunities, but only if they ensure other countries are playing by the same rules.
Woo! All right, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know.
We know that they are not playing by the same rules.
That's right.
So that should be a reason to vote no.
That's
right. He also thinks it'll be a counterweight to China. That also is not true. With the Korean trade deal, only 35% of the products with carrying the Korean label are need to be made in Korea. The 65% of those products are already being made in China. This trade
Street sweeper going by. Sorry about the noise.
Once it's ratified, any country on the Pacific Rim could join it, which means China could join this deal at any time if we ratified it. So we need to tell him, just say no.
Right.
This is the letter. This is the letter we sent to him.
A little bit louder, Larry.
This,
you use your big person voice.
This is a letter that we gave to Representative David Young. Representative Young, a vast majority of the issues affecting everyday people are a result of corporate power hijacking our democracy. The latest example of this comes in the form of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP. Negotiated in secret by hundreds of corporate advisors, the TPP would be the largest free trade agreement ever. But it's much more than that. It is part of the overall corporate agenda to make the world safe for corporate profiteering by dismantling labor, environmental, health, food safety, and financial laws.
That ain't right.
And would allow corporations to challenge our laws in special international tribunals if it hurts their bottom line.
That ain't right.
This is not about expanding fair trade and raising labor standards across the globe. The TPP is all about corporate nation building here at home and across the world.
That's right.
TPP would enshrine and legitimize corporate rule over our own laws from the local to state to federal level. We are not anti-trade. We're all for trade policy that puts people before corporate profits and treats workers with dignity and respect. That's why we are calling on you, our elected representative, to vote no on Fast Track Authority, thereby denying your ability to discuss the components of TPP or offer amendments to ensure trade puts people before corporate greed. We look forward to hearing your stance on TPP and Fast Track and expect you will put your constituents' interests ahead of corporate greed.
That's right.
Vote no on Fast Track.
That's right.
Vote no on Fast Track.
Vote no on Fast Track. Vote no on Fast Track. Vote no on Fast Track. Vote no on Fast Track. Vote no on Fast Track. Vote no on Fast Track.
Did everybody have a good time out here today?
Yes!
All right. Do you think that the public got our message why we were here today?
Yes!
All right. We sent a message to David Young in his office. It remains to be seen whether or not he gets that message up here in his heart and in his brain. But we sent a message, and we're going to stay diligent on this. So, however you became aware of this, with an email from me, an email from Mark Cooper, an email from Move On, from the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, however you heard about this, pay attention to those emails. There are going to be national call-in days coming up soon. You can also actually each individually call David Young's office and encourage him to vote no. Just because he's leaning towards support, anything is possible. We need to let him know where we stand and that we are paying attention and that we will let everyone else we know to call him and how he votes, and we will remember. So, I've nominated Adam to figure out one of the best chants we've had so far today to send us out on. I think it was a very successful day. Lots of passers-by. We had a reporter from the Des Moines Register here covering why we were here today. Actually, when we went up to Congressman Young's
one of the signs that I brought with me.
Office.
A guy gave it back to me,
Larry
so I was putting it in my bag.
So where the heck was I on this?
We got distracted. We got to double down.
Yes, let's do it. Let's double down. Keep calling, emailing. Also, if you did not get this information on TPP with a postcard to send to the congressman from Mark Cooper, come up to me. But let's call this a success. Keep the fight going. Let's just give ourselves a round. Oh, yes.
Chris has got
There'll be more actions on TPP.
Chris. Did I give you that letter?
Yeah, she asked if there will be more actions on TPP.
If we make it happen.
And will you try to get a personal appointment with the young?
Yes, so let's do that. Let's actually, she gave us our card. She said that the congressman is always willing to meet. So, but you all can each request a meeting as well.
That has yet to be seen if he'll go for it.
Yeah, he's in his office open house in Creston today.
Where's his home?
That small town. Where's his home? It's no, well, okay, and he grew up in wherever, but West Des Moines. We could.
Let's go to
So,
Matthew, you want to hear from Desmond? Desmond was saying.
if he doesn't mention that he's announced
when he
candidate.
wakes up.
And then we'll finish this off. We're checking. Okay. Adam, what chant shall we go out on? Let's keep them simple.
Yep. David Young, just say no.
TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go. David Young, just say no. TPP has got to go.
Tight. That's tight. All right. Thank you, everyone. You can continue getting a tan, or we can go.
Thank you.
Somebody's clipboard.
Yeah, you might want to grab that clipboard.
I think I'm going to start putting protest posters up as wallpaper and everything. Oh, were you not done yet? I'm sorry.
No, I just didn't know it's right.
Oh, I could keep holding it. I thought you were done.
No. I just want to write.
Don't take some photos.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Some of those are now. We need to make sure Bonnie. You need to get your signs back.
You did. Okay.
Yes. I'm nipping this.
Running it independent.
I'll give you a close-up of this. It says Save American Jobs. And it's a postcard. So basically, take this part off, fill it in here, and this is just another little cheat sheet on it, what Fast Track does, and then this little part, mail to the representative. And so I decided to pick up the last one that was on the ground, and so I'm going to drop it in my bag.
Ideally, like you and I can do this, and we'll see if I can get. So RTIS is
Well, it's 12:20, so I think that'll do it for me.
Kaylin, have you gotten an invite to this? Have you seen it? The hand that feeds? The film
Oh,
we're doing?
I know about it. The only thing is, I'm going to have to scrounge for a bus fare because I won't be able to get a bus pass, a June pass till June 3rd. So I need to either scrounge for 75 cents so I can ride the bus or, get it from somewhere. But I do want to come. Well, do you know if there will be a discussion afterwards?
There's going to be some reflection time period. We're having actually the Movement 515 kids do a spoken word.
Oh,
piece
could
at the
I
beginning.
stream that?
Yeah.
Or maybe if someone could manage to give me a ride because, I'm already flat broke.
Yeah, the only problem is those of us who give the office a call, because those of us who are here, who are like organizing it, are going to be there really early, like at 5. So we just need somebody else, like you know what I mean, someone who's coming but isn't going to be.
Yeah, because I think that would be something to stream the show, especially the youth.
Yeah.
If it's youth involved.
Yeah, give the office a call, okay?
Yeah, I will.
We'll figure it out.
So I do so want to see that.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Then you have all the dates, the time, and date.
There's a Facebook event for it.
Yeah, you're right.
So blast that Facebook event if you're on Facebook. That is reference to the hand that feeds, a documentary on minimum wage jobs and the need to improve worker conditions in these minimum wage jobs, as well as jacking the wage, providing benefits. Because no one can live on the minimum wage. Even if you work 60 hours a week on minimum wage, you can't afford a decent apartment and pay your bills and buy food if you don't get any other kind of benefits or charity from anyone else. So, and then like she said, there will be a reflection or discussion afterwards, and then some youth spoken word type thing going on. So I definitely got to go there to stream that. So I'm going to weasel away to get away. And I think that'll do it for here. I'm next going to go to the courthouse to cover Ed Fallon's arraignment on his trespass charge for when he was arrested at the governor's office. So he will be in court this afternoon, and there are some people who are going to meet him down there at the courthouse. So I'm going to go there and cover that. So I'm going to shut my stream down for now. I'm going to go find a bus stop and get out here, and then I'll be back live at the courthouse. And that is supposed to be at like 12:45. So he is going to do a little presser there. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.